Hello folks, and welcome to another development video of the Blueprints machine. Today I have some really cool stuff to show you that I've been working on since the last video. So let me show you first the small things just to get it done. I've added the node groups in the last video, as you saw, and one small change that I did now was that when you enter a node group by pressing tab, and when you come out by pressing shift tab, the camera position, the panning, is saved per blueprint. So if you are in this position and I go in and I go to this position in this blueprint and I come out, again this is saved. So this can be useful when you have very large blueprints and you want to focus on specific part when you get in. Very small thing. So new nodes that got added. I've added the generator random, which you specify a minimum and a maximum value, so it can be useful for a couple of things. And then we have the two great features. One of them you can already see in this node, which is a direct entry of numbers instead of always requiring to use this input socket. This was very tiring for me, as I had to test all these nodes a lot of times, and especially nodes like normalize, where all of them are mandatory. You have to use all of them for this to work. It was really tiresome to having to add 5 random numbers to test all these things. So now all the nodes that require inputs also allow you to specify the data directly without using the input socket. If you want, you can use the input and then the field gets disabled. If not, you can specify the value, and it's really fast to test things out. So most of the nodes now, like multiply, also allows you to multiply the number by whatever you need. And so most of them now are allowing you to do this. So this is one big feature that really speeds things up when developing blueprints and testing things out. So now let me show you the latest addition, which is really cool, which is the tools video node. It's not really a tool, it's more like a toy, but I don't have a toy category yet, so I just put it in the tools. So the video node gives you a video. Actually, this is more like a canvas, is like a buffer where you can draw stuff at. So let me show you what this is. I'm now using this notation with brackets to let you know that this takes as an input a vector. Okay, so here we have a vector 3, 3, and 3. So what this does, the last one, the clear RGB, clears the screen, the canvas, using the RGB color. So this is because as this works as a canvas, when you paint on it, it doesn't clear what was there previously. So if you want to kind of do an animation, you actually need to clear and then draw again. So the clear screen will paint everything in the color that you specify, as the 3 XYZ fields of the vector will map to RGB. So let's say if I want white, the RGB code is 255 for each. So now I can, and there it is, cleared. So I can disconnect because once it's done, it's painted, nothing's happening again, so I don't need to clear it all the time. So now let us do something with it, just to show you how it works. I'm going to add another vector for the color of the thing I'm going to paint. So let's say, for example, a bright red, 255. And now I'm going to specify X, Y, and R. What is this R? Well, this is because the drawing is being done as a circle. And I opted for this because initially it was a pixel, so it's just a 1 pixel size. But then if you want to do larger things, it'll be quite hard. So I added the R as the radius of the circle. So if you want a pixel, the R is 1. If you want something bigger, the R can be whatever you want. So I'm going to draw at position 80, 60, which is more or less in the middle of the screen, with a radius of 5. Now let me connect here, and there you go. So now we can actually start playing with it. Let's do our usual generation. I have the time nodes. I can connect to a cosine function, and now this will give me an output between -1 and 1, which is not quite useful, so we just use a normalizing. -1 and 1 because this is really the most common thing, so I left it here by default. Now I want to change the radius between, let's say, 3 and 25. I connect it here. Okay, so now it's not moving. Why is that? Because we are not clearing the canvas. So once you paint the big one, all the small ones are being painted on top, so you cannot see anything. So I'm going to connect the painting here, the clear, sorry, and now you can see the animation. Really cool. And now I can actually use a little bit more, so I can use the same time, I can normalize it again, and I can map this to, let's say, 30 to 70 and connect this to the Y. And now we have a moving ball that pulses. Well, that's it. That's the video node. I'm still going to develop a little bit more, perhaps changing also the draw mode to allow a few more things to happen. But let's see, there's still a lot of things to do, quite a few ideas. Thanks for watching. I hope this is interesting enough. Keep in touch. Bye bye.